This is video number 66 for bass players, and in this video we're going to be talking about common time as well as learning to play number 100 through 102 in your book. So go ahead and be opened up to page number 27 in your book and look at 100. Now look right above it. See where it says time signature, and then below it says parentheses meter. That's just another term for time signature. Right next to it then it has a C. And it says common time. That C stands for common time. Now what is common time? It's 4/4 time. Why is it called common time? Because, well, it's the most common time signature that we as musicians will run across, really ever. No matter how advanced you get. Yes, there are, while you're a beginner, you're definitely going to be using 4/4 time a lot. But even as you become more advanced, a large portion of the songs are in 4/4 time, okay? So that's why it's called common time. Why does it exist? Well, back in the day, they had to actually hand write everything out. So rather than, that was a little quicker, okay? So that's where that came from. It's just kind of stuck around. It's going to be helpful later on when we learn something called cut time, but that's not till way later on at the end of book 2. So when you see the C there, the C stands for common time, which means 4/4 time. That's all. It really is that easy, okay? Now, look at 100. Of course, we're going to talk about our key signature. Our key signature is G major, of course. 1 sharp, F sharp. Now, if you're not really good at reading your notes, in G, on the new notes, the G, A, B, and C, you're probably going to struggle a little in this video, all right? So you might need to pause and take your time and learn things, instead of just trying to just go through. You might have to pause this video a lot. That's totally fine. Okay, shadow bow 100. And if you find the pattern, it'll be easier for you. 1, 2, shadow. We're going to start with G, and it goes to B. 1, 2, shadow bow, and go. G, B, now A, now A to C. Now B, then make a tunnel, open D, D and B. Now C, now D, come down the scale. 3, take, 4, take, off. Okay, so hopefully you found the pattern. We had a song similar to this way back earlier on, number 45, called Christopher's Tune, that skipped, okay? What it does is going from G to B, and then going back to the note that it skipped. And then it's starting 1 note higher and going A, C, B. And then the second line is still the pattern, it's just inverted. It goes D, B, goes back to the note that it skipped, C. The last 2 measures, not the pattern, it's its own thing. It's the end of the G major scale. That's all it is. Okay, if you need to practice it more, please do so. If you're ready, join me. 1, 2, ready, beginning, go. G, E, now A, look ahead, A to C. Now to B, the note you skipped, right? Now make a tunnel, D to B. Now go to the note you skipped, which was C. Now all we got to do is go down the G major scale. Arm around, hit it hard, lots of weight there. Forte, off. Okay? Now, on 101, I would like for you to number your measures on 101. You should end up with 12 measures in your book. Okay? Number your measures. The first line ends up with measure 6. The second line ends up with measure 12. Okay? It should look just like this. If you need to pause it and check yourself, do that. All right? Because I'm going to ask you to play certain measures. All right? So, you've got your book numbered, your measures numbered on number 101. Of course, we are in G major. This is Ba Ba Black Sheep, which is the same tune, like the same notes as the alphabet song and as Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, but it has a different rhythm, okay? So, I want you to find measure 5 and 6 first. Find measure 5 and 6. I want you to notice, it's just going down the scale. It goes D, C, B, A. Now look at your rhythm. It goes run, pony, half note. Thinking, why would this be tricky? Well, look at 7 and 8. Look at the pitches. It goes D, C, B, A, but now look at your rhythm. Run, pony, pony, run. See that? Run, pony, run, pony, half note. So it's almost exactly the same as 5 and 6. That's what's tricky about it. Do measure 5 and 6 first. We're not going to shadow bow yet. We'll get there in a second. Play 5 and 6 after me, just down a scale. Run, pony. Ready and go. D, 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 C, 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 B, 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 A. Easy, right? Now do measure 7 and 8. 7 and 8. Echo me. D, pony, run. And go. D, 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 C, 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 B, 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 A. Okay? Now we're going to shadow bow from the beginning. Remember that when you get there. Remember that's a tricky spot. It's not difficult, it's tricky. There's a difference. Okay, shadow bow from the beginning. And 1, 2, shadow bow and go. G, open D. Now just down a scale, C. Now run, pony, half note. Run, pony, run. And his last measures, like the beginning. Now, half note 2 4 beats. 3, te, 4, te, off. Okay? Play that with me now. Again, you very possibly need to pause and just try to play it on your own first and see what happens, because you might mess up. You might pause, stop, whatever you got to do, okay? This is not a one and done kind of thing. This one's going to take you a little bit longer to learn, okay? 101, 1, 2, ready, and go. G, D, E. Run, pony, here it comes, be ready, run, pony, run. Get ready to nail that G, nail it, take off, okay? All right. So pause and practice that if you need to, okay? Because this next one, again, gonna be a little more complicated, all right? Now, the tricky part here for most people is from the first to the second line, okay? So what I want you to do right now, before we try to shadow bow, I want you to play the last measure of the first line plus 1 note. So you're gonna go A, B, C, D, just play that, okay? Just that. Find the last measure of the first line. Start on open A. Echo me. And ready and go. A, B, C, D. Now play just the first measure of the second line. You're going to go D, G, 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 G. And notice the step starts up bow. Okay? Echo me. First measure, second line, up bow. Ready and go. D, G, 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 G. Okay? Now put them together. Last measure, first line. First measure, second line. Play with me. Start on A. 1, 2, ready and go. A, B, C. Okay? The D to the G gets some people. Okay? Once you get that, the rest of the song is really not difficult. People mess up on the second line, measure 2, but just look at that. People go, oh my gosh, it's 8 notes. Oh, that's so hard. G, A, B, C, D. That's not hard. That's up a scale. Okay? Shadow bow now from the beginning. You're up here. I'm playing. 1, 2, shadow bow, and go. D, E. Here it comes. You're ready. G. Up a scale. A. 3, forte, off. Okay, now try playing that with me. Again, if you need to pause it, work out some things, do so. When you're ready, join me now. 1, 2, beginning, and go. All around, there it is. Up a scale. D, open A. Nail it. 3, forte, off. Okay? All right, so practice your G, all of these songs. Once you can play these 3 songs, you're pretty proficient on your G string. Okay? So keep practicing those till you get them right, and then practice till you can't get it wrong.